have learned about what is waterfall model and how the models are going to work. With each phase we have got an explanation. Now each model will have their own respective set of advantages and disadvantages. Now we will see what are the advantages in this waterfall model. Okay. So coming to the advantages, the first advantage is simplicity. See, as you can see in the waterfall model before in the diagram, this model is very simple compared to the other models which we had in the list. So we had totally 6 models. Now among 6 models, the waterfall model is a simplest model. Okay. The second advantage is straightforward. So here you need not to worry for anything. Each phase will have its own functionality. Each phase will have their employees. They'll give an input and the output will be performed and will be given to the next team. So this methodology is very straightforward. The next is the large task of building a software system into a series of cleanly divided phases. So what happens here? Because the entire task will be there of the project, that will be divided to each modules, and each module will be given to the sub teams. Example, the requirement collection will be divided, that work will be given to the some employees. Coding will be divided, will be given for the some other employees, like this. The complicated project can be split into different types, means different stages, and will be given to the different team of people. So it makes easy to work out. Next, one more advantage is it is also easy to administrate in a setup. Why? Because if you got any errors in anywhere, we can easily identify in which phase we have made that mistake. So for the setup, installation or any changes, it is easy. Okay. So overall I can say in the waterfall model it is simple, easy to maintain and straightforward. And then a large project can be divided to subtasks and makes us easy for the maintenance. Okay, so these are the advantages with waterfall model. So next is disadvantages. So you have many disadvantages in waterfall. You can have a look here, that is disadvantages or limitations. Very important. The first one, it assumes that the requirements of a system can be frozen. Very important. It can be frozen before the design begins. Means what? The requirements, frozen means what? It is freezed. You cannot change the requirement at any stage. So the requirement collection will be your first stage in waterfall model, right? So you can have a look in the previous model. So you can have a look here. The requirement collection will be done in the first stage itself. So here itself I need to freeze my requirement sector. After I reach to the any next level, I cannot change the requirements. Correct? So if I start with the design, I cannot change the requirements. So the first stage is your requirement collection phase. So here itself your requirements are going to be freezed. Because of this is one disadvantage. That is why I cannot change if there is any changes with requirement in the next levels, I cannot change that. So that will be your first disadvantage in waterfall model. Next, that is what? The requirements of system can be frozen before the design begins. So once I start with the design, it is end. You cannot add up more requirements to that. The second disadvantage is freezing the requirements usually requires choosing the hardware. Very important here. So this links to the first point. The requirement will get freezed. That means the requirement will be finalized. The requirement set will be finalized. Now once the requirements are finalized, you need to select the hardware configuration which you want to use. Correct? Say for example, if the project is a complicated one, it will take a year or 2 years to build. Now I have chosen one hardware. Okay. Now how much time it will take for me to complete my project? 2 years? Yes. After 2 years, what will be the condition of my hardware trend in the real world? Now if I consider any hardware component with the now the trend is around the version is 2.0 something like that, I have chosen and developed. After I am releasing the product after 2 years, that version will get upgraded. Then my project will be out of upgradation. You getting my point? So the hardware fixation will be done before. After 2 or 3 years, if I release my product, that hardware configuration will be out of date. Okay, and it will not be up to the mark or like how the customer is going to expect. So that is the second disadvantage. Now you tell me, even though if you have this disadvantage, then why you need to choose waterfall model? So that's why this waterfall model is applicable only for the small project, not for the complicated one. Because if the hardware is going to fix, suppose if the project is small, you will be developing within 2 or 3 months, then there will be no any much difference with the hardware configuration. Fine. So that's why that is a big disadvantage when you have a complicated one. The hardware compatibility problem occurs. That's why, because of freezing the requirements. Next, it follows the Big Bang approach. What do you mean by Big Bang approach? So Big Bang approach is, you can also call this Big Bang as all or nothing. That is all or nothing approach. So what do you mean by this Big Bang is, the customer from the stage to stage, when I start doing the process, I cannot say the customer that what we are doing in the project. The customer will get a project into his hand only when I reach the last stage. Okay, so after 2 years I will give him a project. Until the 2 years, the customer will not come to know what is happening in my project. Correct? So that's why if the customer is satisfied, then I will not have any loss. Suppose if the customer is not satisfied in the end stage, then all or nothing. I will not get anything. The company will be in big loss at that time. Okay? So that is what Big Bang. If the customer is not satisfied at the end stage, the full project what you have developed will be under loss. Okay? So that is a third disadvantage. The fourth disadvantage is it encourages requirements bloating. What do you mean by bloat? Bloat is increasing. Bloating means something which is increasing, getting increasing, right? So requirements will get bloat. Why the requirements get bloat? Because I have told you in the first point itself, the first stage of requirement collection should be done, it should be freezed, should be closed once you start with the design. So the requirement collection team will have in a mind, I need to collect all the requirement in the initial state. Once I start collecting all the requirement, the necessary requirements also you will include and unnecessary requirements also you are going to include. Why? Because if I miss now, I cannot add it later. That point will be in the requirement collector mind. Right? So if that is a problem, what I will do, I will start collecting all the requirements which are needed as well as not needed. Again, it is a hectic for us. Correct? So that's why the requirement bloating again a problem. Once the requirements get more, the project will become a complicated one. Okay? Next, the fifth is it is a document driven process. Obviously, it is a document driven process. Why it is a document driven process? See, you can have a look in this diagram, in waterfall model diagram. Each phase should produce one document, right? So based on the document which this phase will give to this phase, based on this document only, the work of this team will be depends. So the entire work is a documentation dependent work what we are going to do. If any mistake with this documentation, again the process for the next stage will be a wrong one. You getting what I am trying to say? So this waterfall model is fully based on the document driven project. So here document, each phase should release their own documents and that document should be given handover to the next team to work it on. So that is again one more disadvantage. Now, so these are the disadvantages. How many disadvantages we saw? 5 disadvantages. The requirement frozen, then hardware will get out of date or invalid once if the duration will be more, and then the Big Bang approach, that is all or nothing approach. Then it encourages requirements bloating. The requirements get more and more in the initial stage itself, and document driven product. Next, what are the document drivens? So because of this, what are the documents should be next? What are the documents we should produce at the end, each in phases? The following documents form a reasonable set that should be produced in each project. So these are the set of documents should be produced in end of each project. project. The first is requirements document. Obviously the requirement document should be given, plan document should be given, design documentation should be given where it should show the architecture and system details in the design documentation, and then test plan and test reports, then the coding part, that is a program, that is a final code report, and software manual. So how to work it on, then what are the needs for the user, if there is any manual needed for the project, so that manual also should produce at the end of the project. That is for the users, installation, etc. for the manual. So these are the set of documents you should produce at the end of each project development. So understood now what is called as waterfall and its advantages and disadvantages. I hope you all have got this, and thank you.